We're all set to go. We are all set to go.
Are we now? Are we really? Are we really?
We certainly are.
Tell me when.
We're live.
So then, Elizabeth, can you tell me, and the audience of course, when you realised you got your spiritual gift?
Well, strangely enough, the first ever thing that ever happened to me was as soon as I came into this world. So my first initial memory of being in my cot as a child, being in my bedroom, I can still remember to this day, being in the cot, seeing the shelves at the side of me, a radio on the shelf, and I was crying in my cot. But I was also aware that before this particular memory, I had a completely another life over in America. I knew I was from America. I knew that I lived in this open plan, huge, I think it was a bungalow. It was like all, like a bungalow, one level. And I can still remember the layout of the room, the open plan kitchen, the door to the right hand side of the kitchen with the beads on the door. Strangely enough, I brought some of them beads one day and had them all through one of my apartments I used to live at because I was just so drawn to them. And I can remember I was in an abusive relationship with a guy who murdered me in my kitchen. I can remember being stabbed to death, dying in a pool of my own blood, and then floating out of my kitchen through the side door and over what appeared to look like the industrial estate near where my grandmother and grandfather lived. So that was my first memories. I can remember that, and then I can remember waking up in my cot to a radio playing on a shelf, and I can honestly tell you from a child, I never felt like I fitted in my family. I love my family to bits, huge family. I've got a massive family, granddad Irish, we've got the Irish side, mum and dad's side, and I never ever felt like I fitted in, and it was a really, really bizarre feeling. Then I was also aware that throughout that time, we were also close, also feral as well. We had a large family of children that had great fun winding each other up and just play fighting and being like brothers and sisters are. But we did have a happy childhood. Spent a lot of time with grandparents, over at grandparents with mum and dad. Mum was great, she always made every Christmas magical. She did everything brilliantly, but I still never felt like I fitted in. And the weird thing was, I was always aware of things around me. Things that other people could not see. And for some of that time, it would be a case of family members that were like, it's just your imagination. There's nothing there. It's just your imagination. So anyway, long story short, we did move to this old house, and it was the most creepiest house you could ever live in as a child. And I can remember specifically at times we'd have guests round, and family was always together back then. Always family was around. Aunties, uncles, great aunties, uncles, parties, celebrations. It was really family orientated. But the one thing that I can remember is how the lights would literally just go off sometimes completely. The lights in a room would just go off. I would get into the bath, the lights would go off. I was aware of children in the corridors. I was aware of things that were still at that specific time was being called my imagination. And it was so isolating for someone to be experiencing so much, but yet nobody else to be experiencing it with me. Until there was one specific time, we had a 3-story house at this time, this haunted house, And I can remember waking up one particular night after having a series of bad dreams since the moment we moved there, where there was always this lady telling me to get out of her house. And it petrified me. Mum and Dad was in the attic room at the top of the house, and I can remember waking up this particular night, and to get to my mum and dad's room, there was a set of stairs into this dark attic room, and I just thought, I need to go to mum and dad's room. This is petrifying. I just felt really scared. So I go up the stairs, go up the stairs, and I see this lady at the top of the stairs, old lady, and she's doing this to me with her finger, which couldn't get any more creepier, and she disappeared. So I screamed, pressed the light switch at the bottom of the stairs, ran up them stairs and woke my mum and dad up. So from the very start, there was weird things happening within my life that I knew was not happening to everybody at this time. However, little did I know at this time, my mum and dad had been asking a family member that used to live near where we had moved to. They had actually asked, do you know anything about this house? There's, some strange experiences Elizabeth's having. And I do remember that night I specifically got into bed with my mum and dad, and I was so scared. They went back to sleep. I'm at the end of the bed. I see my mum's dressing gown lift up off the floor with colourful orbs flying all the way around the top, and I screamed. The dressing gown dropped to the floor. That was that. So anyway, my mum did actually ask a family member, as I said, and she had not told us because we were so young, but there was indeed an old lady that had fell down the stairs and died. The stairs where I had seen this old lady, and obviously she still felt this house was hers. Now, Mum and Dad had an experience of their own, which I was not told till I was a little bit older, whereas they had been in bed one night and they had been asleep, and all of a sudden they hear someone falling down the stairs, crying, moaning. They went down the stairs, looked over the banister, no one there. So then that confirmed what I was experiencing was real. So people started to realise from my young age there was definitely something there. Otherwise, I was never settled in my culture. I was never settled with life in general. I always felt there was something more that I needed to know, and it was just too early for me to know. And so to begin with, as an introduction, that was my first initial experience of knowing there was a life before the life I came into. And I still have a love for America now, a deep love for America, even though I have not as yet to this point been there, but I could literally draw that place where I lived. And there's much, much more, but obviously I can talk about this as a later date. This is an introduction into me doing live on YouTube and just sharing some of my experiences. So that's it for now. Hold on a minute. Why, thank you.
The audience absolutely loved it. They're going wild. Well done, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. They love it. They love you.
Babe, put it. That was wonderful. So that was the first experience that I wanted to share with you. But there is going to be many more, so keep your eyes peeled. You need to look out for me. I'm a very interesting person with a very interesting life. And there is so much I am yet to share with you. But this is my introduction from our podcast studio, and we'll be sharing lots more in the near future. So have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are in the world, and God bless. So how do I stop this now? How do I stop? How do I stop this baby? Goodbye everyone.